Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel'S Match Chat, and this is your official WWE SummerSlam review. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody had a great night. Unfortunately, three people on Monday Night Raw are going to be very, very scared to show up to work tomorrow. And it is Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor. And normally I would say Mysterio because of mommy. Oh, not anymore. I loved Dominic. I loved how he was presented. I loved how, the whole situation with Rhea and everything like that. But now, you're out of your fucking mind. This morning, I took the liberty of taking his t-shirt out of my rotation. All right. I'm not going to get rid of my t-shirts. No way, no how. I'm not going to do that. But I don't have to wear them. I put them in a box. Just like I had to put all my Undisputed Era t-shirts in a box, which killed me when they left WWE. I miss them. And I'm hoping with what's going on with Adam Cole, which you guys haven't heard, he's moving back to PA and he's coming back to Northeast, which, yes, he could come closer to me. You know what? If he's without Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, even though I have a boyfriend, he could definitely be my boy toy. It is what it is. But anywho, I'm joking. I know. I'm just joking. No, I don't want him in that way at all. But he's really good looking. But there was the return of the original tribal chief, the real head of the table, Mr. Roman Reigns, which we already knew that. I can't believe I was watching shit on TikTok this morning. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. People were fucking going out of their minds. It's about the story, all right? So, and let me tell you, WWE is going to be story filled. You want story, you got story. I'm telling you, we are going to be on for a bumpy ride the rest of this year. We've got Bash in Berlin at the end of this month. We're going to be going to Bad Blood, and I think it's in September. I believe it's in September, I think, or is it October? No, it's in October. So we're going to have, after Bash in Berlin, that big of a stretch, we are going to be driven by story. And it's just going to get deliciously better. Triple H is not just a chef, not just a 5-star chef. He is the head of the Culinary Academy in the kitchen. We are going to be treated to the fine cuisine as in professional wrestling storytelling. And I'm here for it. I cannot wait. I'm exhausted. I've been dealing with insomnia for the past 3 fucking days. I'm exhausted. I cannot wait. Until the story keeps coming. And you think we're going to be done with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk? No, not by a fucking long shot. I cannot wait for this. We're going to have, this is shit that if you guys remember Black and Gold, this is Black and Gold shit. And I fucking got off on this shit. When I watched the takeovers and I watched freaking the likes of Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Adam Cole, all them go to battle and go on to these takeovers. I was like, this is professional wrestling. This is what is the standard. And for all you AEW elitists, because I love AEW, and there's baby steps coming back. For all you elitists, you tribalistic sons of bitches, I'm telling you, I kid you not, If it wasn't for NXT, fucking the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and Cody Rhodes wouldn't be having AEW. So you better all thank Papa H and tell me when I'm telling lies. Speaking of Mr. CM Punk, Mr. CM Punk decided, oh, I'm going to have health froze over twice in my career back in WWE. He went up to the most sexiest woman in all of WWE, I think all of professional wrestling, and that is once Queen. And I will, no. Sorry, you Alexa Bliss fans. She will always, you will refer to Alexa Bliss as a goddess, right? No. She's goddess in training. The real goddess in fucking goddamn WWE is Stephanie McMahon. Love that. Tell me when I'm telling lies. So Mr. Punk decided he's going to freeze over hell once more. And he went up to Stephanie McMahon, and I saw the genuine feelings. And it was the most emotional thing that I could possibly see. What also made me emotional was that Arn Anderson is back home. And for all you AEW elitists, I'm going to keep doing this because you're probably so pissed off and everything like that at Arn Anderson for showing up at WWE SummerSlam last night, that he was there for Cody Rhodes because Arn Anderson and his father were friends. And because of his father not being there and Arn being there, that's his father. And to see that, to have him be there finally after him being in AEW, and the way that they do this non-compete, or you can't be on TV for a year, is ridiculous. And I think we have a new possible replacement for John Cena. Well, or the next possible Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. And I think it's going to be Braun Breaker. I said this last night. I said, you cannot now book this guy as a heel anymore. There is no fucking way that you're going to be booking this guy heel. You now have to book this guy as a babyface. And we've got to thank Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is setting himself up for after wrestling. And I'm loving that. These people have got to start thinking outside of wrestling. And with the people who are, how can I explain this? Keep wrestling until they're in the 80s. They never save their money. And then we're always seeing, oh, this person is in the hospital. We need a GoFundMe account. Where is their money? And this is why WWE is going to always going to be like a superior product, because they've come to the realization they don't want to have these wrestlers be destitute anymore. So now that they set them up, and everybody gets financial advice, and I like that. That should be in every fucking facet of sports entertainment, sports, professional sports, everything. You end up getting a big contract. You need to have financial advisors. You could go out and get your own, or you have somebody that's in the company, or in how can I, when you go get healthcare and you pick your whatever you want. WWE probably has accountants or financial advisors that are working for them, and then they can now work for the superstars, which is great. Everything in one place. That is a recipe for a successful business, and nobody understands that. So we have also, and we have new champions. We have, I just said, Braun Breaker. We have Gunther. We have Nia Jax. We have LA Knight, I can't forget about him. Yeah. That was a just dessert. Because then now he could take that title and shove it in the old man's face and say, "Oh, you didn't think I could get over? You didn't think I could get over? Please, I got one word over. Just like your fucking goddamn precious Steve Austin. He got a word over, and it was what? Now we have the yam era, and I'm here for it. Yeah." But SummerSlam, even though where my personal issues lie on this, I I wish that, Rhea didn't need to lose, but I can understand the bigger picture. Um, she is going to be on a Terra with her Terra twin tomorrow night, and I'm here for it. Damian Priest is going to fucking squash Finn Balor, and I'm here for it. I love Finn Balor. Too sweet. Bullet Club for life. When he was doing the Prince, the Demon, I'm okay. But to do that, for two people to bring you into a group, then you kick out somebody that started the group, that's a little fucking low. I knew you were low, but this is a new low, Mr. Balor, Mr. Devitt. But a little part of me would have loved to have seen backstage where you have, because I don't know if AJ Styles was there, but if the next PLE and if AJ Styles is a part of it and Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor and everything like that, I would like them to have a picture. And it's a little bit of selfish of me because I'm a wrestling fan. But I would like to see a picture of the Gorillas of Destiny and Cody, AJ, and Finn all together. Because you want to know why? Because those are the people that are truly the pioneers and truly the people that who need to be held in high regard into the world of professional wrestling. I don't understand what's going on with New Japan, but they need to start sitting down with themselves and saying, all right, we can't just rely on AEW. We need to tell AEW, we're going to go a little bit sports entertainment. We're going to need to take the guys that are not going to be good on your platform and give it to WWE because of the fact that everybody needs to share. It shouldn't. I've never wanted to have WWE to own everything. So for this, for Christ's sakes, two people went to I think it's either All Japan or Pro Wrestling Noah, that they're doing their version of the G1 Climax. And I love that. That's awesome. Triple H, Paul Levesque said in the press conference, because I watched the rest of it this morning because I went to sleep, finally, thank Christ, last night. And I couldn't finish watching it. I went right to sleep. He said that they're open for business. We are ready. We are ready. And I am just so glad that he said that. Because they were questioned about TNA's situation with WWE. Now TNA is in a position to be elevated. And I think that's awesome. I thought they were going to kill WWE because they went live on Mondays. They moved their show to Monday. That was a stupid situation. Dixie Carter was a moron. And I'm not going to fucking goddamn sugarcoat this. She was a moron. Oh, let's move from Thursdays to Monday and let's go live on Monday. Do you know where that ended up? A good maybe 3 months that lasted. And Spike TV said, you're not getting any ratings. The WWE is killing you. This is not like WCW. Amino acids. So, you know, and now all of a sudden Dixie Carter is all for all of this. All for the sharing, all for this, because she probably wants to get back on TV and being able to interact with WWE. I mean, for Christ's sake, she was on a fucking goddamn documentary. I think it was for either Kurt Angle or it was AJ Styles, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Kurt Angle, which fucking blew my mind. When I saw it on fucking Peacock, I fucking had to stop, rewind, and watch it 4 times to make sure I knew what I was seeing. So I'm liking all of this. And as a professional wrestling fan, yes, yesterday was for wrestling fans because Tony Khan, I'm going to give a round of applause. He was smart enough to actually, you know what? I am going to go out. I'm going to go out of my way and I'm not going to fucking goddamn screw myself again. Collision is on at 8 o'clock. What the hell's going on at 7 o'clock on Peacock? Oh, SummerSlam. We're going to get nailed, and not in a good way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the executives of Time Warner and say, hey, so I can get a fair share of the whole situation. Can I go on at 5? Guess what? Everybody was happy because I was able to watch Collision and I was able to watch the pre-show. I got my I had my best of both worlds. And that's what it should be all about. This, I'm actually praising Tony Khan. He did something for the fans because he knew that he was going to get slaughtered if he put it on at 8 o'clock. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody would have watched that. I wasn't a Nia Jax fan. I thought, okay, we found out who she was, and I'm like, oh shit. Worse than fucking goddamn Charlotte at this point. And honestly, I didn't give her a fucking fair shot as a wrestling fan and as a person. She made a believer out of me last night. She is legit now. She's as legit as anybody else that I know. She overcame a lot. She took a lot of shit, and I'm proud of that. And I'm so glad that she is no longer dyeing her hair or bleaching her hair, or she's going the natural route. And as a fellow curly woman, which I have to dye my hair, it's either that or you're going to see gray on me. And that's just not going to be good for anybody. In fact, I got to get my roots done this week or in about 2 weeks. I haven't got it done since May, before my birthday. So I'm just glad that she is more real now. And she's not fake. And I'm glad about that. So I'm really happy about that. I'm also glad that they didn't fucking have her moment and decide to take the title off of her, because we all know when Charlotte eventually comes back, she's going to end up taking the title. And I feel bad now for Nia. Let's see whom else. I don't even want to fucking deal with Dominic and Rhea and Liv right now because I'm so fucking fuming right now. I will fucking goddamn have a heart attack right now because my heart is legitimately like crushed. You know, I'm legitimately crushed. I couldn't even, it made me want to vomit for what Dominic did. If it wasn't for fucking Rhea, Dominic wouldn't be in the situation that he's in, all right? Let's wait a second. If it wasn't for fucking Rhea, Liv and Dominic wouldn't be in the situation that they are in. Rhea put those two people over. So we're going to fucking goddamn honor Miss Rhea fucking bloody Ripley. And I loved it. If TK would have done this, I would have taken everything back of what I said about Tony Khan, and I would have fucking praised his ass for months to come. I would have loved tomorrow night. We hear fucking goddamn Rhea Ripley's music come on, but not her coming out. Fucking Dominic seeing Buddy Murphy at the end of the ramp, running to him to fucking take his ass out. For what Seth did to Malachi Black, I want fucking Buddy Matthews to fucking do what he did, what Seth did to Malachi, to do to Dominic. Paybacks are a bitch. Seriously. An eye for an eye. Liv, you have it coming. You have it coming. Be prepared to go hell in a cell. You're going to feel the hell that mommy's going to be fucking dishing out to you. And I'm here for it. Now, if you're wondering, oh, but you were Dominic fan, I said, I'm going to tell you from the get-go. I like the whole concept of Judgment Day. When Edge, Adam Copeland, started the group up, you had Damian Priest, and then he added Rhea Ripley. I was always a Rhea Ripley fan when she was introduced into Judgment Day. So why would I all of a sudden not want to support her? I liked Dominic because of the fact that he was born into the Judgment Day. And the way he was presented was sexy. It was sexy. It was fucking sexy. It was hot. The way he came out in those fucking black slacks, the black shirt, the vest, slick back hair, dark, like the way my eyes are right now. And it just was sexy. It was just so fucking sexy. And the way he was just presenting himself, the way it was like oozing fucking machismo. Thank you, fucking Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. And he started to turn into basically the clone of Eddie Guerrero. So that's the Dominic I come to know and love. This Dominic, I don't know. And when we find out that it's all fucking Finn Balor's fault, things are gonna fucking hit the fan. And that's why I'm cannot wait for Monday Night Raw tomorrow. Because Balor is going to meet his fucking demise. But all in all, it was great. We were done by 11 o'clock. We were done. Hey, Tony, get the fucking hint. No more fucking 15 match cards. You don't need to put everybody. And I love the fact of this. You have to earn to be on a PLE in WWE now. It's just not given to you. And I love that. I love the fact that you have to now work your ass off. It's not given. Vince would have given you. You'd be like, oh, SummerSlam. Okay, what's my match? Can't think like that no more. It's called story. If you're not on television, you think you're going to get a match or you're going to give a token match. The only reason why that they had fucking Miz and R-Truth is because Miz is from Cleveland and he was the host. So R-Truth has been connected to him. So by default, there you go. So I'm just happy in all. But if I think what they're going to do with Roman and Cody, let's resurrect the two-man power trip. You want to have like the second coming of like a John Cena and Randy Orton? Those are the two who are going to get it done. Now, Roman doesn't care about the title. It doesn't look like he's got the care about the title right now. This is where it's going to be good. Because Cody did this 3 thing on the title. If you go back and watch it, and it was on the press conference afterwards. See, I'm not even fucking goddamn, I don't even write this shit. I'm telling you this off the fucking cusp here. And I love it. Cody fucking said that there's going to be a third match. And this time, Cody's going to be defending against Roman, and Roman's going to lose. It's going to be like this, and it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be two fucking goddamn gladiators in the middle of the fucking ring. No bloodline, no this, no that. It's going to be straight one-up match, and that's where we're going to feast. What Brock Lesnar's did for Cody, Roman at the end of that match is going to say, you know what, this motherfucker, even though he did what he did, he came back and he said what he was going to do, and he did it. How can I not? How can I not? But we are now gearing up for All In. All In is at the last Sunday, in fact, 4 weeks from today. I will be covering it. So don't worry about that, okay? I will be covering it. But you know the deal. Preview and predictions on Sunday morning, review on Monday. You ain't get me at 1 o'clock in the morning, come sitting at my kitchen table and fucking do a review. I will be fucking dead. So I'm not doing that shit. So, but Bash of Berlin, I think I don't get to see my son that day. So you're going to get me like legitimately right after the pay-per-view. I mean, the PLE. I keep saying pay-per-view. I'm going to keep calling it pay-per-view because it's just a lot fucking easier. And it's not like that I'm doing, two things at once. So that is my overall thoughts of the pay-per-view, the SummerSlam. I am extremely, extremely excited for Raw. I'm extremely excited for SmackDown because for a fact, and we're bringing back the big dog, the top dog. No, that's the old Roman. That's the old man's Roman. He is now the tribal chief. He is the OG chief. He is what I think they should do is elevate him. High chief. He's earned it. He's done shit for that company. And I think his family needs to elevate him, especially his father dying. He deserves to be known as High Chief Roman Reigns or Joe Anoa'i. And if I'm probably not the only one that would suggest this. You could be tribal chief you want. You could be the head of the table. But I'm the high chief, bitch. You still have to listen to me. You maybe think that you're in charge here, but I'm always in charge. The high chiefs have made me one. You don't sit at that head of the table. Because I'm in charge of this table. I'm the high chief. You're not Solo. And in fact, I put you as the tribal chief in waiting, or the next head of the table. You know what? I've changed my mind and put Jey Uso right in there. Fucking the next, because to tell you the truth, if you fucking goddamn realize this or not, Jey Uso has fucking elevated himself. He doesn't need his brother anymore, but we'll always come back to that because they're family. They're twins. But Jey doesn't. I forget now he's got a twin brother, Jimmy. Jey has done it on his own. He has made a name for himself. And that's awesome. Because you got tag teams out there that when they break up or they split them apart for a little while, usually one of them that either the tag team doesn't drive or one of them goes into superstardom. Case in point, Shawn Michaels. Case in point, Billy Gunn. Case in point, Jey Uso. Case in point, PCO. PCO is fucking killing it in TNA. And then we got a notification stating that as of October, I think, that they're doing a commentary shakeup. I don't understand why that needed to be. I really don't. If Pat McAfee is doing college sports on the weekend, it's a Saturday, right? After that, he could go home on Sunday. He's got a private jet. He could fly out fucking Monday morning and do his show wherever the fucking goddamn venue is. The venue would fucking set up a fucking show for them. But I'm going to miss Michael and Pat. Those two were, I think, this generation's version of Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan, both WWE Hall of Famers. And I'm so glad that JR has acknowledged that Michael Cole has superseded him. And that's all that should matter. That's all that should matter. So that is that with my feelings of the pay-per-view. Please do me a favor. Go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Please also do me a favor. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Get all your artillery to murder your thirst. You got spring water, unflavored salsa water, flavored salsa water, iced tea, and sports packs. So you can basically make any drink that you want a sports drink. If you're a coffee aficionado, I'm not drinking coffee today because I drank a little bit too much yesterday, and I know for a fact that I did, so I'm like still jittery. Please do me a favor. Go check out Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Visit their website to sample the world's strongest caffeinated coffee with the lowest acidic rate. Also, please, you can check out their array of coffees, and they have some righteous merch, so go check that out. Also, please do me a favor. Go check out House of Glory at houseofglory.com, hogwrestling.net. They are having three events coming up. They are having one in Chicago, Las Vegas, and right back here in New York. So go check those out. And here is who's going to be appearing at those shows. August 17th, East Coast versus West Coast, Future Stars of Wrestling versus HOG Wrestling Superstars. Amazing Red versus Chris Bay have been announced. September 5th, Chicago Logan Square Auditorium. Mustafa Ali, Dijak, Joe Alonzo, and Kylie Ray will be there. And on September 29th, you say his name, he will appear. Joe Henry is making his House of Glory debut, so if you want to get your tickets, go to hogwrestling.net, and you can watch it. If you can't make it there, you can watch it on the Thriller app. All right, let's get this party started, because the faster I do this, the faster I can get out of here, and I can go take a nice hot shower, and then I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live on my other social media platform, which is TikTok, Mel'S Match App. Go follow me there. You can join me around about 7 o'clock, about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. I go on for an hour, just shoot the breeze, tell them everybody what I'm doing and everything like that. So, go follow me there. Go check me out there. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Threads. I'm also on, I said TikTok. I'm on X, and I'm on Cameo. So all Mel's Map Chat. Also, I'm on OnlyFans and Snapchat. Real Mel's Map Chat. So go check me out all on there. Also, while you're here, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will all know about it. I went live Friday with episode 351, so go check it out. It's mostly AEW heavy because I had to do the go home show where you could find that. If you're wondering where the go home shows are, please go and check them out on my preview and predictions where I did that yesterday. Yes, I've been a busy woman this weekend. Thankfully that there was no pre-show matches, and I'm glad about that. So we're gonna get right to the main card, which I was glad the way it was booked. I was surprised that Punk and McIntyre didn't go second to last, and it was the two main card titles where they back-to-back themselves. I would have booked at least the World Championship in the middle of the card, but the way they had this all set up, it was really odd, you know. Oh, let me read you the matches first. I went right by them. I'm so sorry. All right. We had the matches are as followed. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the WWE Championship match. For the World's Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest versus Gunther. Women's Championship match, Nia Jax versus Bayley. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Women's World Champion Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. United States Championship match, LA Knight versus Logan Paul. And a special singles match, which was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as special guest referee. We also had cameras in the ref's ear. I think we're going to be having heavy on the women's matches with those cameras. I'm just saying. So, for the people also, I want to point this out. For the people that said, oh, WWE didn't sell out Cleveland Brown Stadium. Do you understand how hot and humid it is around here? It is very hot and humid. Do you understand if this was in like a AT&T Stadium or a like a SoFi Stadium or a Reliance Stadium, someplace where it is a dome where they can pipe in air conditioner, you would have been able to sell more. It's hot as bowls around this time of the year. Yeah, I am not going to want to sit outside, sweat my ass off, and watch a wrestling match. I could do that from the comfort of my own home. It was air conditioning here. It was a great situation for me. So, for the people that, they didn't trust me. If this was, I don't know, May, they would have sold out. So we had like a 3-hour pre-show. My God, I felt so bad for them. Chucky, hey, how am I looking smashing today? Aw, thank you. Thank you. I actually, literally, this is what I woke up with. Honestly. To be quite honest, this is how I woke up this morning. I have to get myself in the shower after this. I have to, cook dinner for myself and everything like that. So this is how I said, I don't have time. I don't have the energy actually to go and do all of that. I'll do that later, honestly. Because I'm not a person that goes 27 days without a shower. I'm sorry. Even though my hair looks like hell right now, it's going to look so much better later. Trust me. And I will post the picture. Trust me on that. Believe that. It did the little bit of Roman Reigns and Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. But the whole thing in a nutshell, I'm so happy about, the whole, and I'm loving the fucking ads on the ring. Then the old man would have fucking had a cow. Would have had a cow with all that shit on the ring. because you know he was a stickler for a clean ring. Times have changing. Times have changing. And I like that. I like the newness and the whole thing in a nutshell. So we're going to get right down to the results and the run through of each match, and we're going to get out of here. All right. And then you're going to see me on Tuesday. You're going to see me on Tuesday, but you're going to see a different side of me. You're going to see a little bit of a rated X as in triple X, because I'm going live on my OnlyFans with NXXXT. And what that means is that I am going to be doing a review of NXT, but I'm going to do it a little bit of a spicy side. I am actually going to do it topless. So if you want to see these uncovered Tuesday, go subscribe to my OnlyFans, Real Mel's Match Chat, and you get to see a side of me that you've never seen before. We're going to review NXT. That's where all the stuff is for NXT, including the PLEs, the preview and predictions. Everything will be on there. I'm expanding. There's a lot of things that are going on. I'm expanding. I'm putting myself out there. And I'm determined to be a decent content creator for you all. Oh, I will. Trust me. I will be putting a picture right on here. I will be putting it on X. I will be putting it on every place today. All right. SummerSlam. SummerSlam was coming from the Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. WWE SummerSlam opened with Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Wade Barrett welcoming us. WWE content. Oh, I don't think it was Wade Barrett if I'm not mistaken, I think they switched off from Pat and Wade, and I like that. I hated the straight three-man that they called the entire. Wade Barrett is fucking phenomenal. I don't understand why that they are shortchanging him. I'm so glad that they included him, because that was pissing me off. I actually like the dynamic, and especially with Michael Cole. Michael Cole was the focal point. He was in the middle. So when there was, I think when there was a SmackDown, what is it called, match, Graves and Wade Barrett were the people in there. When it was Monday Night Raw, it was Pat McAfee, and I believe Cole stood. I think not Cole. Graves stayed behind, which I liked that. That was good. So Triple H makes his way out, and I didn't think he was going to go all the way to the fucking. He's probably looking like, I ain't walking all the way down there. You ain't get me down there. Hell fucking no. So he walked out, and he welcomes the Cleveland fans, and then the fans at home to SummerSlam. Triple H looked like he was ready to fucking goddamn get on his motorcycle, head to the ring, start kicking some ass and taking some names. He still feels that he could do it, but because of his heart, and I've actually seen his scar. If you think he's faking, he's not faking, people. He's got a legit scar. He's got a pacemaker, basically, like a defibrillator in his. Because if his heart stops, he's screwed. So he's got that implanted in him. And I know a lot of people. And in fact, I'm trying to lose weight. There's this device out there because I have sleep apnea. That the device that I will get, I just rub it on my chest. And what it does, it clicks on and it releases all my muscles, so I don't stop breathing in the middle of the night. So I gotta lose at least another 70 pounds. And I can definitely get that implant into me, because I don't want to deal with a CPAP machine. Honestly. So we see the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio then make their way to the ring for the first match, which is a women's world title match, which is Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I am not going to be happy that I got to say this shit out loud, because I'm going to fucking want to throw my tablet across the fucking wall. But I'm going to get through this as best I can, because I love you people and I do it for you. I torture myself because of you. So the match starts off with Morgan rolling out of the ring, looking to escape Ripley. Ripley then chases her around and outside, and Morgan slides back into the ring. Ripley then gets back in, but Morgan rolls right back out. Ripley then follows her, but Morgan gets back inside. Morgan then slides out once again, and Ripley pretends to follow, but stops herself when Morgan gets back in the ring. Ripley then hits Morgan with 3 clotheslines and a full Nelson suplex, then follows Morgan out of the ring and high fives Dominic. Ripley then becomes affectionate with Dominic. She kisses him on the cheek and licks him. That fucking, just that alone, knowing that she did that, pissed me off to the point that Dominic, I'm going to fucking, on my show on Friday, you're going to, remember, 2 p.m. this Friday, episode 352. And sends Morgan repeatedly crashing to the barricade, and then hits a chop on Morgan and sends her face bouncing off the ring step. Ripley then gets Morgan back inside the ring and hits her with a headbutt and follows it up with a riptide in the corner. Ripley then goes for a second one, but Morgan escapes and begins targeting Ripley's previously injured shoulder by sending her crashing into the middle turnbuckle shoulder first. Ripley then slides out of the ring to recover, regroups with Dominic. Morgan then hits Ripley with a pump kick and a stomp, and then gets her back inside the ring and goes for a pin. Ripley then kicks out, and Morgan continues to wear her shoulder down. Ripley then hits a boot on Morgan and slides back out of the ring to regroup with Dominic once again. Morgan then looks to hit Ripley with the tope suicida, but Dominic pushes Ripley out of the way and is hit with the move. Both women then get back inside the ring, and Ripley hits a boot on Morgan's jaw. Ripley then drop kicks Morgan into the corner and sends Morgan crashing into the mat face first, and then goes for a pin, but Morgan kicks out. Ripley then goes for a riptide, but Morgan counters and moves into an elevated DDT and goes for a pin, but Ripley kicks out. Morgan then climbs to the middle rope, but Ripley pulls her down and puts her in the prism trap. Morgan then sends Ripley crashing into the corner to break the hold, then hits Ripley with a crucifix bomb and goes for the pin. Ripley then kicks out, and Morgan looks to lock in the cross arm breaker, but Ripley prevents her from cinching in the hold with a S grip. Ripley then makes it up and to her feet and hits a power bomb on Morgan before she goes for a pin. Morgan then kicks out, and Ripley sends her crashing out of the ring. Morgan then grabs a chair from the timekeeper's area and brings it into the ring. The referee then orders her to dispose of it as Ripley tries gaining some feeling back into her shoulder. Ripley then knocks the chair out of Morgan's hand and hits another riptide, and then grabs the chair, looks to use it. Dominic then takes the chair out of Ripley before she can use it, and in an enraged Ripley stares him down and gets in his face. Morgan then takes advantage and drop kicks Ripley into Dominic, then hits the Oblivion and goes for a pin. Ripley then somehow manages to kick out. Dominic then slides the chair back in the ring and distracts the referee. Morgan then takes advantage. It's a second Oblivion on Ripley on the top of the chair for the win. This is what's going to anger me. So if I get angry here, it's going to be because of this. After the match, Dominic helps Morgan up and kisses her as a heartbroken and enraged Ripley watches Dominic, then places the women's world champion on Morgan's shoulders and puts his arm around her as they make their way to the back together. I have gone to so much to the point that I don't want to even follow Dominic on social media. What I had this morning before I redid some stuff, because I was such a diehard Judgment Day fan. I made sure that I had all the notifications, so when they posted anything, I know about it. And I actually stopped the notifications this morning. And I'm like this close to unfollowing Finn and Dominic. I don't follow Liv. I don't. We get the next match. We get a video package for the Intercontinental Championship. We then head to the back where World Heavyweight Champion El Campeon, Damian Priest, is enraged inside the Judgment Day clubhouse over Dominic turning on Rhea Ripley. Priest then grabs the WWE World Tag Team Champion Finn Balor and asks if he knew anything about it. Balor then takes issue with Priest asking that question, and he says, of course not. Balor then says JD McDonough, Carlito will go find Dominic, and Priest says he will kill Dominic. And he called him a prick. I love that. I love that, how he called him a prick. But then we knew that as that scene was going, and that whole situation, that the jig is up. Finn was going to turn on Damian. Oh, Damian is going to fucking kill him, and I can't wait to see it. The carnage is going to be delicious. You want to talk about a two-man power trip, a two-people power trip? That's it. We can't get Roman and Cody. I want those two to take and revive that. That would be fucking awesome. Or they could be the two dudes with attitude. They could be fucking goddamn the Outsiders. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's revamp that tag team. Make it a thing with them. An alliance. The Outsiders. I think fucking Kevin Nash, which I'm having issues with him, Kevin Nash would totally give his nod to. Also, somewhere up in heaven, he's got the toothpick in his mouth, and he's just giving that grin, and he goes, hey, yo. And he's thrilled with this. He is probably so stoked over Damian Priest idolizing him, and it's just, he's probably smiling. And it hits home for me with Scott Hall. Scott Hall died 2 weeks prior to my mom. So I know what Cody's going through. Cody Hall. Cody Hall lost his father. I lost my mother. And I've been meaning to reach out to him and, tell him my story. And, I don't know what it's like losing a father, but I know what it's like losing a parent. And it sucks. But I'm much better today than I was a year ago. This was a quick match, and I thought it was going to be longer, which I'm glad it wasn't, because I knew that when this match ended, that we were going to get a really long main event, which the way everything was, the matches were played out, it was appropriate, which is great. WWE Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn defending his title against Braun Breaker. His father and his uncle were in the stands, and I'm thinking Rick Steiner must be fucking elated. So the match starts off with Breaker charging at Zayn. Zayn then moves out of the way, and Breaker is sent crashing into the corner shoulder first. Zayn then flies over the top rope to land on Breaker, then sends him back inside the ring and climbs to the top rope. Zayn then looks to fly, but Breaker moves out of the way. Zayn then looks to hit the Alhuva kick, but Breaker avoids it. Zayn then rolls up Breaker, but Breaker kicks out and hits Zayn with a clothesline. Breaker then delivers some right hands on Zayn's head in the corner before both men teeter on the ropes, and Breaker hits a hurricanrana on Zayn. Breaker then goes for a pin, but Zayn kicks out. Breaker then delivers some more right hands on Zayn's head, then follows up with Zayn's midsection and gets in his face. Zayn then responds with a series of strikes and clotheslines on Breaker, and then delivers some right hands on Breaker's spine and looks to send him crashing to the mat. Breaker then escapes and climbs to the middle rope and looks to fly. Zayn then stops Breaker and hits him with a blue thunder bomb and goes for the pin, but Breaker kicks out. Breaker then hits a jumping knee on Zayn, but Zayn responds with an exploder suplex and goes for a haluva kick. Breaker then hits Zayn with a spear and then runs the ropes and hits a second one for the win. It was clean. It was decisive. It was quick. And that's the way it should be. And for all you people thinking that Braun Breaker got buried, that was his fucking reward. You honestly think they would have taken the title off of Sami Zayn in Montreal, or Toronto, wherever it was? Toronto, Money in the Bank? Are you crazy? That would be fucking like Bret Hart all over again. You're out of your mind. Triple H knew. He said, all right, you're going to win here, but you're going to lose at SummerSlam. And I think that's the whole situation, and I'm glad about that. So then after the match, Breaker shouldered his shoulder and celebrated once the referee handed him the championship belt. Stephanie McMahon was sitting showed applaud while sitting in the front row. We get a video package for the United States Championship match, which was on next, and that is with Logan Paul versus LA Knight. LA Knight ate shit, and now he's living on top of the world. Fuck the old man. And I finally fucking remember the fucking faction he was managing, LA Knight. It was the Maximum Male Models. Thank Christ Triple H saved him. And look at him. He's a bona fide megastar now. Fuck you, old man. The match starts off with Logan Paul nailing LA Knight on the apron and sending him crashing to the outside. LA Knight then delivers some strikes on Paul, but Paul responds with strikes of his own. Knight then sends Paul crashing into the barricade near the timekeeper's area, then sends him face bouncing off the ring apron into the giant prime drink bottle at ringside. Knight uses the cart to hit Paul, then goes in MGK's face, and Paul then spits prime hydration drink into Knight's face and clears the announce desk. Paul then looks to send Knight's face bouncing off the announce desk, but Knight sends Paul's face bouncing off of it instead and finds himself on top of it with Paul. Knight then hits a neck breaker on Paul on the top of the announce desk. Knight then sends Paul in the ring and follows him. Knight then hits shoulders on Paul's midsection. Knight then hits an atomic drop on Paul and sends him crashing into the mat before he looks to hit an elbow drop. Paul then sees Knight coming and then sends him crashing into the adjacent ring post shoulder first. Then nails him with a clothesline. Paul then delivers some right hands on Knight, then nails him with a boot and a split-legged drop. Knight goes for a pin, but Knight kicks out and both men shove each other. Both men then exchange strikes, and Knight delivers several right hands on Paul. Paul then sends Knight crashing into the mat and goes for a pin, but Knight kicks out. Knight then hits a power slam on Paul and then hits him crashing into the corner and delivers some stomps on his chest. Knight then sends Paul crashing into the mat and climbs up on the middle rope, then hits him with an elbow drop and goes for a pin. Paul then kicks out and hits Knight with a springboard clothesline that sends him crashing off the apron and to the outside. Paul then hits a springboard moonsault off the top rope on Knight on the outside and then sends him back into the ring and goes for his signature right hand. Knight then avoids it, but Paul hits him with a backslide. Knight then kicks out, and Paul nails him with a signature right hand. Paul then goes for a pin, but Knight kicks out. Paul then climbs to the top and looks to hit a frog splash, but Knight avoids it and looks to hit a BFT. Paul then moves out of the way, and Knight is sent crashing into the mat face first. Both men teeter on the ropes as Knight hits a suplex on Paul and goes for a pin. Paul then kicks out and rakes Knight's eyes while the referee isn't looking and calls for his brass knuckles from MGK in the crowd. He was there as well. Knight then hits Paul with a baseball slide underneath the rope and drags Jeff and Paul's other friend into the ringside. Knight then delivers some stomps on Paul, but Paul nails Knight with his spine buster and sends him crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Paul then sends Knight back inside the ring and calls for MGK to give him the brass knuckles. MGK goes does so, and Paul puts them on. Paul then hits Knight with the brass knuckles and looks to hit a lariat, a buckshot lariat from the apron, but Knight sees him coming and hits Paul with a BFT for the win, and we have a new WWE United States champion in LA Knight. Yeah. After the match, LA Knight celebrates with a win, and a dejected Logan Paul left the ring. We get a video package for the Women's World Championship. And there was a t-shirt design contest, and the winners got to go there, and their actual t-shirt is now on sale on wweshop.com. So the Women's Championship, Nia Jax versus Bayley. The match starts off with Nia Jax going straight after Bayley. Bayley then delivers a right hand and a boot on Jax's shoulder, then looks to hit a shoulder on her midsection. Jax then stops Bayley and looks to hit her with a power bomb, but Bayley escapes. Jax hits a Samoan drop on Bayley and shoves her, and then jams her boot into Bayley's head and sends her across the ring. Jax then hits an elbow drop on Bayley before Bayley responds with a side suplex. Bayley then nails Jax and sends her out of the ring, but Jax pulls Bayley out to join her. Bayley then hits a headbutt on Bayley. Jax then hits a headbutt on Bayley, then looks to follow it up with a leg drop of her own on the apron. Bayley then moves out of the way and sends Jax crashing into the barricade, then hits a splash over on her using the ring steps as a launching pad and delivers some right hands over on her. Bayley then gets Jax back in the ring and climbs to the top, but Jax trips her and looks to hit Bayley with a delayed vertical suplex. Bayley then counters it into a submission hold, but Jax sends her crashing into the mat face first. Jax then hits a leg drop on Bayley and goes for a pin, but Bayley kicks out. Jax then looks to hit a second leg drop off the middle rope, but Bayley moves out of the way and hits a Bayley to belly on Jax. Jax goes for a pin, but Jax kicks out. Jax then hits Bayley with an annihilator and goes for the pin, but Bayley kicks out. Jax then hits a couple of headbutts on Bayley, but Bayley sends her crashing into the ring post, shoulder first. Bayley then looks to hit a tope suicida on Jax on the outside, but Jax hits her on the shoulders and follows it up with a Samoa drop. Jax then sends Bayley back inside the ring and hits her with a hip attack and then sets up for another annihilator. Bayley then avoids it and hits Jax with a power bomb and follows it up with an elbow drop off the middle rope and goes for a pin, but Jax kicks out. Tiffany Stratton's music, and she runs down with the briefcase to cash in. Bayley sees Stratton, and she nails Stratton on the apron and pins Jax, but Jax kicks out. Bayley then nails Jax with a knee to the side of the head and then runs the rope. Jax then stops Bayley and hits her with a couple of power bombs. Jax hits Bayley with an annihilator for the win, and we have a new women's champion, Nia Jax, which I thought that there was going to be a cash-in, thank Christ, but we all knew when Tiffany Stratton had gotten the new briefcase, we're like, this is Damian Priest again. So you think that they're not going to fucking goddamn allow her to carry that around? It's like almost a rite of passage. You get to carry this thing around. Now it's a woman's turn to do it. The men's did it, so it's going to be like every other year you're going to see it. And of course, the fucking custom one, you think WWE is not going to want to sell this thing? Once it stops like moving, the briefcases, that's when they're going to say, all right, it's time for you to cash in. We're done with this. And then it'll go into the archives, the whole gambit. So then after the match, Tiffany Stratton joins Nia Jax in the ring and they celebrate with her. Jax then heads to ringside, hugs the Rock's mom and another woman, which is her mother. Michael Cole hypes NXT premiering on the CW on October 1st. Cole says it's 79 degrees and there's a nice breeze. McAfee and then compares Michael Cole to Al Roker. Oh, I love Pat McAfee. Now, even though he tried to go after my boy, Adam Cole, baby, it's, it is what it is. We get a video package of the next match, which was CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre. For all the people that you thought that CM Punk was going to give a 5-star match, he's like 50 almost, and he's just coming back from a fucking injury. So for his first match back, it was more story driven. The next match that he goes back, it will be a little bit more hard hitting and more wrestling heavy. So this match starts with both men wasting no time in delivering right hands on each other. And I'm telling you, Seth Rollins is referee. The shirt wasn't bad. The pants had to go. It could have been black in sequence. I could have dealt with that. That looked like I felt like I was dealing with fucking Sabu. Kill me now here. Punk then delivers some stomps on McIntyre, but Rollins pulls him off. Punk then gets in the Rollins' face, allowing McIntyre to blindside Punk and delivers some stomps of his own on Punk in the corner. Rollins then pulls McIntyre off Punk, but McIntyre pushes Rollins out of the way. Punk then hits a clothesline on McIntyre off the middle rope and delivers some right hands on him. But McIntyre shoves Punk and hits him with a chop. McIntyre then follows it up with a right hand, but Punk clotheslines McIntyre out of the ring and hits him with some clotheslines off the apron. Punk then sends McIntyre crashing into the ring post and sends his head repeatedly bouncing off the ring as Rollins watches. McIntyre then sends Punk crashing into the announce desk shoulder first a couple of times, then hits him with a chop as Rollins jumps onto the apron to get a closer look. McIntyre then catapults Punk into the bottom of the ring frame, then sends him back inside the ring. McIntyre then hits a chop on Punk and stomps on his head, previously injured tricep, and follows it up with suplex. McIntyre then goes for a pin, but Punk quickly kicks out after Rollins hasn't even started, counting the pin. McIntyre then continues stopping on Punk's tricep, then nails him with a chop as Rollins applauds him. McIntyre then hits a belly-to-belly suplex on Punk and then pins him, but Rollins doesn't make the count quick enough. McIntyre then powerbombs Punk and then follows it up with a sit-out powerbomb and grabs a chair from ringside. McIntyre then brings it inside of the ring and then tells Rollins to turn around and let him use the chair. Rollins then does so, but quickly turns around and grabs the chair from McIntyre before he can use it. A little sleight of hand. Rollins and McIntyre then get in each other's face, and Rollins looks to hit McIntyre with a chair. Rollins then almost hits Punk but stops himself and tosses the chair out of the ring. While Rollins disposes of the chair, Punk rolls McIntyre up. Rollins then misses the fall and McIntyre kicks out. McIntyre then hits a neck breaker on Punk and wears Punk's bracelet with his wife and dog's name on it. McIntyre then sets up for a claymore, but Punk stops him with a kick and twisting neck breaker. Hold on. Punk then hits a couple of running knees on McIntyre, then hits him with a clothesline and climbs to the top. Punk then blows a kiss to Rollins, then hits an elbow drop on McIntyre, and then goes for the pin. Rollins then counts the fall after the second, but McIntyre kicks out. Punk then locks in the Anaconda Vice. McIntyre then takes the end on McIntyre and takes his bracelet, Punk's bracelet. He retrieves the bracelet. McIntyre off McIntyre's wrist, forcing himself to break the hold. Punk then turns around and Claymore kicks turns around into a Claymore kick from McIntyre, and McIntyre pins him, but Punk kicks out. McIntyre then stares Rollins down and goes for the Future Shock DDT, but Punk then escapes. McIntyre then is sent crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Punk then calls for a go to sleep and becomes distracted by Rollins when he sports his bracelet on his wrist. McIntyre then nails Punk from behind, but hits Rollins in the process. McIntyre then sets up for a Future Shock DDT, but Punk escapes and goes to go to sleep. Punk goes for a pin, but no one is there to count the fall. Rollins then slides back in the ring and begins to count, but McIntyre kicks out. And an arranged Punk gets in Rollins' face, but Rollins fights back and berates Punk. Punk has heard enough and hits a go to sleep on Rollins, then takes his bracelet back and puts it on his wrist. McIntyre then low blows Punk and hits a claymore on him, and then goes for a pin. Rollins then sees the fall while he takes a moment to recover to count the fall and manages to complete the count, and Drew McIntyre is the winner. This ain't over by a long shot, people. This ain't over by a long shot. So we go on to after the match, after this match. My tablet decided to crap out. I'm sorry. After the match, McIntyre takes back Punk's bracelet and kisses it. McIntyre then stands on Punk's and holds up his own hand. We then head inside for probably the last time. I'm in mourning. We head inside the Judgment Day clubhouse where Finn Balor tells Damian Priest that he looked everywhere for Dominic Mysterio and couldn't find him. Priest then assumes that Dominic has already left. Priest then apologizes for what he said earlier, and Balor says he was sorry too. Balor then says he will be there if Priest changes his mind about needing help during the match. McIntyre says he appreciates it, and then we go into that match for the World Heavyweight Champion, which is Gunther versus Damian Priest. The match starts off with Priest hitting a series of strikes on Gunther. Gunther then responds on several of his own, but Priest sends him crashing out of the ring and hits him with a right hand using the ring steps as the launching pad. Gunther then sends Priest crashing into the ring post spine first, then sends him crashing onto the ring apron and sends him into it for a second time spine first. Gunther then gets Priest back inside the ring and hits him with a body slam and delivers a few right hands on him and a Mongolian chop. Priest then looks to hit a vertical suplex on Gunther, but Gunther prevents him from doing so, hits him with a suplex. Gunther then goes for a pin, but Priest kicks out. Gunther then hits a chop on Priest and a boot before he climbs to the top rope. Priest then hits Gunther with an open palm strike, then places him on the top rope and nails him with a Hurricane Rana. Priest then follows it up with a broken arrow. It goes for a pin, but Gunther gets out. Priest then delivers a series of kicks on Gunther's chest, then follows it up with a chop and kicks. Gunther then hits Priest with a low single leg drop kick and a power bomb and goes for a pin, but Priest kicks out. Priest then responds with a spinning roundhouse kick and a South of Heaven, then goes for a pin, but Gunther kicks out. Priest then looks for a second spinning roundhouse kick, but Gunther stops it and nails Priest with a clothesline. Gunther then goes for a pin, but Priest kicks out. Gunther then hits a boot across Priest's face, but Priest tells Gunther to bring more on. Balor then appears at ringside to hype Priest up, but Gunther continues wearing him down. Priest then hits a couple of right hands, but Gunther nails him and follows it up with a boot on his midsection. Gunther then hits a boot on Balor on the outside, and Priest becomes fired up. Priest then hits Gunther with a couple of clotheslines and follows it up with a razor's edge and a South of Heaven and goes for a pin. Balor places Gunther's foot on the bottom rope to break the fall, and Priest sees what happens when watching the replay on the screen in the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Balor then slowly turns around and Priest looks to go after him. Gunther then stops Priest from doing so and then puts Priest in a sleeper. Priest then counters into a pin to escape, but Gunther kicks out. Priest then goes for Balor on the outside, but Gunther stops him and hits him with a powerbomb. Gunther then puts Priest in a sleeper, and Priest passes out, and we have a new world heavyweight champion in the King of the Ring, the 2024 King of the Ring General, Gunther. So then after the match, Gunther made his way to the ringside and kisses his former wife, former NXT UK wrestler Ginny, and greets someone else in the crowd. Gunther then climbs onto the announce table and poses with the belt around his waist. Then Michael Cole then hypes up John Cena retiring at the end of 2025. Cole also hypes the premiere of SmackDown on the USA Network September 13th. McAfee then recaps Dominic Mysterio turning on Rhea Ripley and kissing Liv Morgan after the Women's World Championship match. Graves then thanks Jelly Roll for the song Liar that was used at SummerSlam theme. SummerSlam host Miz and R-Truth is standing in the ring. They are introduced by Samantha Irvin. Miz then tells the Cleveland crowd that SummerSlam is in our house. Truth then says Miz has a big house and wonders how many people it holds. Miz announced that the Cleveland has set a new record for SummerSlam and reveals the attendance of 57,791. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory show up and ring at ringside with a microphone and mocks The Miz and R-Truth and Cleveland as they entered the ring. Theory then says Cleveland Browns are the worst team of all time. Then Theory then says all people look like Jelly Roll, who is shown giving a thumbs down. Waller then says he will not let Theory disrespect Jelly Roll. Then they say Jelly Roll's new music was even worse than R-Truth's music, and MGK's wasn't much better. R-Truth then thought Waller and Theory WWE Hall of Famer, the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson. For the love of Jesus, Truth is some sort of other people. He's also obnoxious and is annoying. And The Miz corrects and Jelly Roll then enters the ring with a chair and ends up hitting it over the backs of Waller and Theory. Jelly Roll then grabs Theory by the neck and chokeslams him. Jelly Roll then holds up his hand and does the "you can't see me" bit. And The Miz and Truth, they then hit Theory with a triple 5-knuckle shuffle. We get an ad for the Bash in Berlin this Saturday, August 13th, so like 4 weeks from yesterday. I have nothing else to do, you know? Then we get the main event. We get the video package. We get the whole 9 yards. For the WWE Championship match, we have Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. We saw before the match started, Cody Rhodes in his bus. So he comes out, grabs his dog, Pharaoh. Pharaoh is that will be the last time you will be seeing Pharaoh. He is retiring from the wrestling business. I thought that was cute. But now somebody's going to have to step up into Pharaoh's big, huge paw steps. And what we were told that Yeti Rhodes will be taking the place of his big brother, and he will be on the road with him. And now Liberty gets to have Pharaoh and take care of her. Now it's her dog. Yeah, anything this little girl wants, Liberty gets. It's shocking, to say the very least. And he's seen walking with Pharaoh to the ring. He goes and he drops the dog off, and his mother-in-law, who has his ring jacket, he takes off, which I love the fact, and it warms my heart to see. On the back of the jacket of Cody Rhodes, you see the 3 brands. You got NXT, you got Raw and SmackDown, which I like because then it legitimizes NXT, which I'm loving that. And I'm going to be starting to watch it now full time because I'm going to be doing my reviews on Tuesday night on OnlyFans, where you can see a little bit more of an extra spice in here. 7 years ago, my parents were eaten by pygmy cat. Oh my God. Oh boy. Can't wait for Raw tomorrow night. Me neither, Dap Boy Vader. That's terrible if that's really true. I'm sorry, Tara Killer. I'm so sorry. Weird things that come in my chat. And then we see then Cody walking to the ring. We then see Double A WWE Hall of Famer Arn Anderson come back home. And it was the most awesome thing to see. And he's back home. And I'm hoping that he gets to still be a part and giving ideas and everything and still be part of the company as maybe a Legends contract or possibly as a very, very part-time producer. I'm not reading that comment. I didn't even go to the place. That place is cancer. Make your food at home, honestly. Because you know what you're putting into it. You don't know what the fuck they're putting into it. Unless they're making the food right in front of you, you don't go to a fucking restaurant like that. So then Cody Rhodes puts on his skull, the whole gambit. And then we get this match started. The match starts off with Sequoia hitting Rhodes with a shoulder tackle, but Rhodes quickly makes his way back to his feet. Sequoia holds up the one symbol. Rhodes then looks to hit his signature open palm strike on Sequoia, but Sequoia stops it. Sequoia then hits a boot on Rhodes midsection and follows it up with a chop, then sends Rhodes out of the ring. Rhodes then hangs on and skins the cat and then sends Sequoia onto the ring apron and hits him with a kick out of the corner. Rhodes then hits Sequoia with a tope suicida and Sequoia sends Rhodes face bouncing off the ring steps twice. Then holds up the one symbol again. If he didn't keep doing the one symbol, he would have been fucking goddamn champion. Sequoia and Rhodes then return to the ring and Rhodes delivers some right hands on Sequoia. Sequoia then hits Rhodes with a leg lariat and goes for a pin, but Rhodes kicks out. Rhodes then sets up for a Samoan spike, but Rhodes keeps him from hitting it and nails Sequoia with a Cody cutter. Rhodes then sends Sequoia crashing out of the ring and onto the ring step, then sends him gliding into the giant Prime hydration drink stand at ringside and throws one in his face. That thing is going to be a fucking goddamn target for people. Jesus Christ. Put it somewhere else. Put it at the fucking goddamn in the middle of the aisle. Please, for the love of God. Both men then get back inside the ring and Rhodes hits the drop down right on Sequoia. Rhodes then follows it up with a bionic elbow and looks to fly off the ropes, but Sequoia catches him and hits him with a powerbomb. Sequoia then goes for a pin, but Rhodes kicks out. Sequoia then hits a hip attack on Rhodes, but Rhodes rolls up Sequoia. Sequoia then kicks out and hits a spinning solo on Rhodes and goes for another pin, but Rhodes kicks out. Rhodes then hits a Samoan drop on Rhodes, pins him, but Rhodes kicks out. Sequoia then places Rhodes on the top and hits him with a couple of diving headbutts, then looks to hit a third one. Rhodes then sits up before Sequoia can hit it, then flies off the ropes and to land on Sequoia and goes for a pin. Sequoia then responds with a spinning slam on Rhodes and goes for another pin, but Rhodes kicks out. Sequoia then holds up the one symbol and climbs to the top, but Rhodes stops him and joins him up there. Sequoia then pushes Rhodes off, but Rhodes gets back in the ropes and hits a suplex on Sequoia. Both men exchange strikes with each other, and Rhodes looks to fly off the ropes. Sequoia then hits him coming and looks to hit the crossroads, but Rhodes counters into one of his own. Tangaloa and then appears at the ring and beats down Rhodes. Tonga and Loa then hit Rhodes with a double neck breaker and assist Sequoia in pinning Rhodes, but Rhodes still manages to kick out. Tonga and Loa then continue to beat down Rhodes. Kevin Owens comes out. to the ring. Owens goes after Tonga, and Loa then delivers some right hands on Tonga and some stomps on Loa in the corner. Tonga then delivers some right hands on Owens, but Randy Orton then makes his way down to the ring. I got to hand it to the people that had to run out there. Jesus Christ. I can guarantee you 3 fucking people went to fucking Paul last night. Randy, Kevin, and Roman said, hey, bro, I ain't doing this shit again. I'm coming through the fucking crowds. That was ridiculous. I saw Randy, you got fucking blown up before he got even in near the ring. And whoever thought, say, tell him to go out to meet him there was a stroke of genius. Orton then sends Tonga crashing into the barricade and hits an RKO on Loa. Owens then hits a stunner on Tonga, and Owens hits a power slam on Sequoia. Owens then climbs to the top and hits a swanton bomb on Sequoia. Rhodes then hits a crossroads on Sequoia and goes to the pin, but Sequoia kicks out. Owens and Orton then brawl Tonga and Loa through the crowd, and they mention Gorilla's Destiny, and I love that. Rhodes then tosses one of the ring steps in the ring and hits Sequoia with it twice, but Sequoia hits Rhodes with a spear and sets up the ring steps in a corner. Sequoia then hits a hip attack on Rhodes using the ring steps, but Rhodes responds with a couple of crossroads on Sequoia. Rhodes then looks to hit a third crossroads on Sequoia, but Jacob Fatu appears out of nowhere, how apropos, and hits a moonsault on Rhodes off the top rope. Fatu then places Sequoia on the top of on Rhodes to pin him, but Rhodes somehow manages to kick out. Fatu then hits a super kick on Rhodes and delivers a clear Rhodes on the outside and clears the announce desk, and then places Rhodes on top of it and hits a splash on Rhodes off the top rope and sends Rhodes crashing through the announce desk. Sequoia then gets Rhodes back in the ring and hits a splash on him off the top rope. Sequoia then goes for a pin, but Rhodes kicks out. Rhodes then hits Sequoia with a kick and the Cody Cutter. Roman Reigns finally appears. Makes his way out. Reigns then enters the ring and hits a Superman punch on Sequoia as Cleveland crowd cheers him on. Reigns then hits a spear on Sequoia and heads to the back as a stunned Rhodes watches on. Rhodes then hits a crossroads on Sequoia and retains the title. And that is it. Then after that, the match, Reigns and Rhodes continue to stare each other down. Reigns then points out the OTC, not over the counter, please, for the people that don't know. It's the original Tribal Chief shirt he has on. Rhodes stands tall with the undisputed WWE Championship in the ring, and the show comes to the close. Monday and Friday are going to be lit, and I cannot wait for it. What also I can't wait for is Tuesday night NXXXT. You can follow that on my OnlyFans. Please go check it out. It's the real Mel'S match chat. I will be promoting it all week on X. I will be promoting it all week on Snap, where you can find me on Snap, which is Real Mel'S Match Chat. So you got to please follow me on all those platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, and Cameo. Those are all Mel'S Match Chat. The other 2 platforms are Real Mel'S Match Chat, which is my Snapchat and OnlyFans. So that is it. That is it. So I can't wait till Tuesday. I'm a little nervous. I got to get these boys or girls or whatever, the girls into shape, so you could all see what I'm going to be, because I'm going to be like this the entire time. Or I'll try to somehow like pop myself up a little bit. And I also have to install OnlyFans on my computer here, because I'm not going to do it on my tablet. I need my tablet. I'm not going to do it on my phone because I don't know how long it's going to take, and I only have about an hour and a half of runtime on my phone. So I'm going to do it on my computer, which I'm going to be putting it on right afterwards. But please do me a favor. When you're here, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications, so when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will know about it. Please join me on OnlyFans, Real Mel'S Match Chat, for this Tuesday for NXXXT. You also could join me right back here for episode 352 of the regular Mel's Match Chat podcast. I'm going to go live on TikTok. I'm going to go live on TikTok in a couple of hours. I will actually, what do you call that? I'll let you guys know in a post here and on X. But if you follow me, whatever, you could go and join me there. And I will, I'll eventually also put my, you know where my TikTok is. It's Mel's Match Chat. So follow me over there and everything like that. You get the other side of me. You get more personal, more relaxed. I'm unwinding for the night and having a nice espresso, just to chill and everything. So I want everybody to have a great day. I want to have everybody have a great evening and enjoy yourself. And for the people in Florida, I'm thinking about you for Tropical Storm Debbie. I love you all, and I will see you this Tuesday for the premiere episode of NXXXT. And I'll see you right back here on Friday for episode 352. And also check out the rest of my content on the channel. Please also go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go visit Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. Again, I will see you Tuesday and this Friday. And go check me out on my lives on TikTok. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. You have a great afternoon. Bye.